Dr. Anand Ranganathan, Sabha says she is a liberal. Aren't we all? The question is, are Muslims only trolled and abused on social media, or are people like us also trolled on social media being called Sanghis just because, we may have a different point of view? I just want to ask you, is this entire lobby or the Khan Market gang, as they have been popularly referred to, are they actually completely ignoring another side of the story, how others are targeted, and making this only about the victimization of one community?
Good evening, Navika. No, of course they are. As I said, I have a debit card, you have a credit card, these guys have a victim card. And OIC, speaking of religious persecution, really? Where in 13 countries, being an atheist carries the death penalty? It is like the devil quoting the scriptures, or Hafiz Saeed saying he believes in ahimsa. Naqvi is correct. I meant the other Naqvi. There still are some honest Naqvis left in this world, thank God for that. India is a glorious melting pot of all religions, and everyone enjoys the same constitutional rights. Sure, there is discrimination, and victims today are perpetrators tomorrow. But is it limited to one religious community? No. It may appear so because of rampant selectivity and victimhood by these guys. And some have perfected this art. Honestly, one day I'd like to write a book that, despite being bigoted, misogynist and violent, is revered by millions who, while loving its content, would exhibit a profound persecution complex and accuse other readers and authors of other books as being bigoted, misogynist and violent. It is unbelievable what these moderates brush under the carpet. They are the real Islamophobes because they fear Islam. They fear to make public the word of the holy book in its entirety because they fear being called illiberal and hypocrites. Moderates populate the caverns, extremists the caves. Moderates wield the pen, extremists the gun. Moderates snare the fundamentalists, but they spare the fundamentals. They accuse others of being Islamophobic, but they themselves are. Otherwise, I challenge them to tell me the prescribed punishment in the holy book of homosexuals, unbelievers, blasphemers, fornicators, dress code violators, idol worshippers, interreligious married apostates. क्यों बोलती बंद हो गई? बेवकूफ बनाना बंद करो. You and your hypocrisy are as transparent as the Zamzam. Yeah, good evening, Navika. What my good friend Tessie narrated is the Magna Carta of whataboutery. Everyone did it, you didn't catch them. So why are you talking about Zakir Naik? Be that as it may, Navika, I have said this before and I stand by it. Perhaps the only good thing the Rajiv Gandhi Trust did was to accept this money from Zakir Naik. Zakir Naik is a hero for me. It is because he speaks the truth and is not a hypocrite. He made me read and reread the holy scriptures he leads his life by and exhorts 1.8 billion Muslims to lead their life by as well. He opened my eyes. He has been made a convenient scapegoat by Muslims who are Islamophobic. That is, they fear Islam. They fear to bring out the orders and the commandments of their holy book in its entirety because they fear being called illiberal and hypocrites. They snare the fundamentalists but spare the fundamentals. Zakir is unapologetic about the fundamentals and therefore acknowledges the fact that the fundamentalists are only following the fundamentals. He's not a moderate because moderates accuse others of being Islamophobic, but they themselves are. Otherwise, I challenge them to tell me the prescribed fate in their holy book of homosexuals, unbelievers, blasphemers, fornicators, dress code violators, idol worshippers, interreligious married apostates. But Zakir is not like that. No, sir. Bless him. He quotes the verses and their interpretation precisely as how they are meant to be quoted and interpreted. He says it like it is. For example, he endorses chapter 98 verse 6 that polytheists are the worst of creatures. Or chapter 2 verse 221, do not marry the polytheist women unless they come to believe in Islam. A Muslim slave girl is better than a polytheist woman. Or in chapter 4 verse 56, those who disbelieve in our verses, we will drive them into a fire. Every time their skins are roasted though, we will replace them with other skins so they may taste the punishment. And hundreds and thousands of such verses. The hypocrite Muslims hate him for this because he exposes them. The world, Navika, needs more Zakir Naiks because this world needs to understand and appreciate the religion that he follows.
Well, Anand Ranganathan,